like King, but he look like both of y'all.
The girlfriend of King Harris, the son of T.I. and Tiny, is finally speaking up about her experiences with the Harris family, and the internet cannot stop talking about it. What started as quiet rumors quickly turned into one of the most discussed celebrity situations online this year. Now people are asking a serious question. Is King Harris dealing with more drama than anyone realized? And just how deep does this whole situation really go? Let us break down the full story, the relationship, the court situation, and the chain of events that pushed everything into the spotlight. To understand what is unfolding right now, you first have to know who King Harris really is and how his life has played out over the years. Clifford Joseph Harris II, known as King Harris, was born on August 25, 2004. He is the son of famous rapper T.I. and R&B singer Tamika "Tiny" Harris, making him part of the well-known Harris family that many people recognize from reality television.
So this ain't me.
From the very beginning, King grew up with cameras around him and microphones always close by. Fame was not something that slowly arrived later in life. It was already there the moment he was born. King Harris is an American celebrity child born on August 25, 2004 in Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States. He is the son of Clifford Joseph Harris Jr., a major name in hip-hop culture. His father, widely known as Tip or T.I., built a huge reputation as a rapper, songwriter, actor, producer, and entrepreneur. At the same time, his mother, Tamika "Tiny" Harris, made her own mark in music as a talented singer and songwriter and as a member of the iconic R&B group Escalation. So King grew up with a father who helped shape Southern hip-hop and a mother who had been active in the music scene since the 1990s with Escalation. King Harris did not grow up in a quiet household, not even close. He was raised in a big blended family filled with half-siblings, including Zanique, Messiah, Damani, and Deja, many of whom have their own paths in music and entertainment. This was never a low-key family situation. The Harris family has always lived in the spotlight, with cameras, headlines, and social media watching their every move.
This is me, y'all. Like, y'all, that's me. What y'all tell me? Let me go back. Nah, let me go back. That's me, y'all. Shouty, that's me.
Around 2020, King started stepping into the music world himself, using the stage name Kid Seon while experimenting with trap beats and melodic hip-hop sounds. His early singles like Drip and Bad Intentions gave people their first real look at what he was trying to do musically. Soon after, he dropped an EP titled A Thin Line Between King and Villain in 2021, which included tracks like Young and Wild and Reckless and Bust Down. That project showed he was trying to move past just being a reality TV kid and actually build a name for himself in the music scene. King later released his debut album, Wild Rockstar, in 2021, and he kept pushing his presence online. A lot of fans started noticing him through social media, especially Instagram, where he regularly posted clips of himself performing and showing off his music style. And that detail matters, because social media is also where many of King's controversies started showing up for the public to see.
Y'all jeans on a big girl with big T. I know, right? I'm trying to be like Cash Doll when she have her girl. Like, I'm trying to be all of that. Hella Tiffany, hella Louis V, like.
Outside of music, King was also making appearances on television. He joined the improv comedy show Wild 'N Out and even popped up on the competition series Wash Wars in a 2021 episode. By 2023, he was also featured on Dish Nation as himself. On the surface, it looked like King Harris was building a steady path in entertainment, the kind of start many celebrity kids would hope for. But this is where the story starts taking a different turn. In September 2022, King Harris found himself in the middle of a heated verbal argument at a Waffle House in Atlanta, and the moment quickly grabbed public attention. A video from the scene started circulating online, and once it hit the internet, people everywhere began talking about it. Soon after, his parents addressed the situation publicly, standing up for their son, while also admitting that growing up under constant public attention is not always easy.
I'm trying to spoil the out of my girl. Ain't that right, baby?
For many people outside the reality TV audience,
That Waffle House moment was the first time they really noticed King Harris, and it was not because of his music or his famous last name. Once the video started spreading across social media, opinions started flying in every direction. Some people defended him, others criticized him, and suddenly King's name was trending in conversations that had nothing to do with his career. King has also built a reputation for being very outspoken on social media. If critics had something to say, he often answered them directly instead of ignoring the comments. That approach definitely kept his name in the spotlight, but it also pulled him into arguments and situations that quickly spiraled online. The more he responded, the more attention the drama seemed to attract, and that was only the beginning of the bigger story. What happened next pushed things far beyond online arguments and social media back and forth. The situation involving his girlfriend, along with reports involving police and court matters, started turning the spotlight even brighter. Suddenly, the conversation was not just about internet drama anymore. It was about real-life consequences that people everywhere were watching closely.
Where you going? What? Where you going?
The truth is, King Harris did not suddenly appear in serious headlines overnight. There was a build-up over time. Small moments started stacking up, turning into a pattern that even his father, T.I., could not ignore. Now the son of music industry legends, T.I. and Tiny, has become the center of intense debate online, with fans and critics both watching to see what happens next. Then another moment hit the headlines that had people raising their eyebrows. On Wednesday, August 31st, 2022, King Harris went on social media and revealed that he had been arrested. Not long after that, his mugshot started spreading across the internet, and the situation quickly grabbed attention. Soon after the photo went viral, King jumped on Instagram to give his side of the story and address everything directly. What made the situation even more surprising was the reason behind the arrest. According to reports, King had been taken into custody over a minor traffic issue, not wearing a seatbelt. For most people, something like that usually ends with a simple ticket and a quick trip back home. But once King's arrest started circulating online, the reaction quickly grew bigger than anyone expected. After the mugshot began making rounds online, King posted a message saying, "I'm back, fuck 12, wild beast." The 18-year-old shared a selfie, and in another Instagram story, he held up his middle finger while speaking about the situation. In another post, he wrote, "Munted a lil minor setback, fire a major comeback, fuck 'em." Those posts immediately caught attention and sparked intense reactions across social media.
Not right now. Not right now. Maybe like 23. I'm 21 right now, so maybe like when he turn like, I might have like another one for him. Hopefully it's gonna be another boy.
Many people online began asking the same question. Why would someone who grew up in a very comfortable and well-known family situation seem to celebrate getting arrested over something so small? The internet quickly lit up with opinions and criticism. One user even tweeted, "Born into wealth, but you want to be a goon. Why can't you just enjoy being rich in silence?" And just like that, the conversation around King Harris started getting even louder. But the part that really caught people's attention was T.I.'s response to everything that was happening. During a candid moment, the rap legend did not sugarcoat his thoughts about the situation with his son. T.I. said, "If he gotta keep this shit up, here's it going to prison, ain't no way around. It ain't nothing I'ma be able to do about it." He followed that up by explaining exactly why he felt that way. "'Cause I know that energy. I was that energy. I know exactly how it's gonna turn out." According to T.I., he had already sat down and had that serious conversation with King. Even while being honest about the situation, T.I. still described King as a good kid who might be chasing the wrong direction at times. And when T.I. speaks about that road, he knows what he's talking about. The rapper himself served time in federal prison years ago, so he understands exactly where certain choices can lead. When he spoke about it openly on Instagram Live, it shocked many viewers to hear a father warn that his own son could end up repeating the same mistakes.
No, a girl, he testified. He loved his passy, man. His pop-up got him the issue.
But the situation did not stop there. According to jail records, there was also a warrant out for King's arrest in Pickens County for failure to appear in court. Reports said he had been charged back in August 2022 with speeding, knowingly driving on a suspended license, and driving under the influence of drugs. Suddenly, that earlier seatbelt arrest looked like only a small part of a much bigger picture. Those charges painted a more serious timeline. speeding, a suspended license, a DUI charge, and missing court dates connected to the case. Then, fast forward to October 2024, when another situation reportedly happened in Dunwoody. Authorities said King Harris pulled out in front of a Dunwoody police officer while leaving a gas station, nearly hitting the officer's cruiser. The 19-year-old son of Atlanta rapper and actor T.I. was arrested shortly after the incident, adding another chapter to the growing controversy around his name. Investigators later explained what happened during that Dunwoody incident. According to reports, King Harris pulled out of a gas station and drove directly in front of a Dunwoody police officer, nearly hitting the officer's cruiser in the process. That kind of close call with a police vehicle is already enough to grab serious attention, and it immediately turned the situation into something much bigger than a routine stop. Things reportedly escalated once the officer approached the vehicle. The incident report stated that the officer noticed the smell of marijuana coming from inside the car. While speaking with King, the officer also saw that he had a firearm on his hip. At that point, the officer instructed him to place his hands on the steering wheel while they continued the stop. With the smell coming from the car and the firearm visible, the situation quickly became more serious. The officer then ran King's information through the system and discovered something else.
King Harris, come get in the bed, baby.
Boy, get out the bed. Come on.
Ooh, I like the way you said that.
Don't call me daddy.
Queen Harris? Ooh.
They got a good last name. Let's call me.
The 19-year-old had an active warrant from Pickens County for failure to appear in court. That detail immediately changed how the stop was handled. However, the report also noted that King remained cooperative during the entire interaction. According to the officer's statement, Mr. Harris was cooperative and I removed the firearm from his hip with no issue. The officer continued explaining the process, saying, I then had Mr. Harris step out of the vehicle and I detained him by placing handcuffs on him. I escorted Mr. Harris to my patrol vehicle, conducted a pat-down, and placed him in the rear of my vehicle. So despite the tense circumstances, the situation reportedly stayed calm during the arrest. Afterward, the son of Atlanta rapper and actor T.I. was taken to DeKalb County Jail, where he was booked and had his mugshot taken. Reports also stated that King was not alone in the car. Two other individuals were with him at the time. During a search of the vehicle, officers allegedly found 2 small baggies of marijuana, adding another layer to an already complicated situation. One of the people riding with King that night was reportedly cited for marijuana possession, but they were not arrested. While that part of the situation stayed fairly minor, the bigger conversation quickly shifted back to something T.I. had already said about trying to guide his son in the past. Speaking openly, the rapper once explained that he had already tried every form of discipline while King was growing up. T.I. said he done got all the whoopings and punishment. He explained that as a father, he had already done everything he could while King was younger. At a certain point, he made it clear that the responsibility had to fall on King himself. T.I. put it bluntly when he said, so now you're gonna have to go through it and get through it. It ain't nothing that me and mama or nobody else gonna be able to say about it. That statement carried a lot of weight, and people online could feel the frustration behind it. What T.I. was describing was something many parents understand. Watching someone you care about make decisions that you cannot control. And in King's case, the legal headlines were only one part of the bigger picture. There were also the people around him, the friendships he was forming, and the public feuds he was stepping into. All of that started pulling him deeper into controversy and putting even more eyes on his life.
Is Blueface really seeing the resemblance between his new girl and T.I.'s son, King, and now even calling her King Harris? Or is this him just extremely desperate for attention and just reaching for someone to compare his new girl to, even if it's a man, so that way she can come up and become popular?
But the situation really exploded once people began focusing on King Harris and his relationship. The drama involving his girlfriend and the reactions from within the Harris family is what truly pushed the internet into full debate. Suddenly, the conversation was not just about arrests or social media arguments anymore. Reports later revealed that the young rapper was dating a woman who was expecting his child. The news became public when T.I. appeared on Atlanta radio station Hot 107.9 in August 2024 while promoting his song, Thank God. During that interview, T.I. casually shared the big update with listeners. His son King was about to become a father, and that announcement instantly sent social media into another wave of reactions. And the way T.I. announced it had people laughing and replaying the clip everywhere. During the radio interview, he said, "I got a grandson on the way. King's about to have a," before jokingly adding, "I told him, I'm gonna make this the greatest gangster of all time. I will raise this child to torture you the way you tortured me. I promise you there will be an indictment in this young one." The room burst into laughter when he said it, and the moment quickly started spreading across social media. T.I. was clearly joking when he said those lines, laughing while talking about it on air. But underneath the humor, people could hear a deeper message. His son had definitely taken him on a wild ride over the years, and this was his playful way of acknowledging everything that had happened, while still showing excitement about becoming a grandfather. Only a few weeks later, the big moment arrived. In November, King and the mother of his child, a woman known online as Big Nana, welcomed a baby boy into the world. Around the same time, King released a song called Dear Son, dedicating it to his newborn child. In an Instagram post promoting the track and celebrating fatherhood, he wrote, "Nav 5809, welcome King Jr. Time to take over." The post quickly grabbed attention from fans watching his journey. With the birth of King Harris Jr., it looked like life might be entering a new chapter for the young rapper. Becoming a father can change how someone sees the world, and some people believe this moment could push King to focus and move differently. However, the conversation online did not slow down for long. While the mother of his child, Big Nana, mostly stayed out of the public spotlight, the internet continued watching King's relationships closely. As a celebrity kid with a very public life, every move in his romantic life was already becoming a topic of discussion. King Harris's love life has also become a huge topic of curiosity online. People across social media, blogs, and YouTube have constantly asked the same question: who exactly is King Harris's girlfriend? The answer has not always been simple, because over time, King has been linked to different women in situations that kept fans guessing. And now, with reports about a girlfriend speaking out and court discussions involving both King and T.I., the situation has turned into something much bigger than just relationship gossip. The controversy around this situation also connects to a wider set of claims that have surrounded the Harris family in recent years. In several online posts, Sabrina Peterson made serious accusations against the family. She alleged that the Harrises were taunting people who claimed to be victims and suggested that federal authorities already had information related to the situation. In one post, she wrote that, "The feds already have this. I think the fans need it." Those comments quickly spread online and sparked intense debate. Peterson also shared what she claimed were text exchanges between King Harris and a young woman. She described the situation by saying the girl had been trafficked and alleged that the girl's family had reached out to her legal team because they feared their child had become involved in a dangerous network connected to the Harris family. Those posts caused major reactions online and quickly turned into a huge controversy. It is important to note that these are allegations that have not been proven in court. The situation later led to a defamation lawsuit that Peterson filed against T.I. and Tiny. In March, much of that lawsuit was dismissed, and the court ordered Peterson to pay nearly $97,000 in legal fees to the Harris family. Legally, that case did not go in her favor. However, even with that outcome, the public conversation had already exploded. By that point, King Harris, a young man just entering his 20s, was suddenly being mentioned in extremely serious discussions that went far beyond traffic tickets or social media drama. His name was now tied to headlines and accusations that no family would want surrounding him. No matter how much fame or money a family has, public drama can still explode at any moment. And for King Harris, the past year has been packed with headlines. By the time he turned 20, his name was popping up in the news more often because of controversy than music. One of the biggest moments came during a shocking public argument involving his own parents, T.I. and Tamika Tiny Harris. The situation unfolded at an Atlanta Falcons football game, and it quickly turned into a viral moment online. During what was supposed to be a family outing, tension suddenly rose, and the disagreement was caught on camera while King was on Instagram Live. What started as a discussion about his upbringing quickly turned into a heated back and forth right there in front of thousands of viewers. During the live stream, King argued with both of his parents and claimed that his childhood was not as privileged as people believed. He said that he was mainly raised by his grandmother rather than growing up surrounded by luxury. That statement immediately caught attention because it challenged the public image many people had of the Harris family. T.I. and Tiny responded right there in real time, pushing back on what King was saying. They made it clear that they did not agree with his version of events. The tense exchange played out live on social media, and once clips started circulating, the internet quickly picked sides and began debating what was really going on inside the family. Later on, T.I. tried to calm the situation in interviews, explaining that the moment was simply a family disagreement and nothing more. He pointed out that arguments between parents and children happen in many households, but online, people viewed it very differently. To many viewers, the moment looked like a deeper rift inside one of hip-hop's most well-known families. And when you add that moment to everything else, the legal issues, the arrests, the online arguments, and the rumors involving King's relationships, it paints a complicated picture. The conversation around King Harris kept growing louder, with the entire internet watching closely as the situation with his girlfriend began adding even more fuel to the drama. The situation that matches the title of this video fits right into this growing pattern of drama. Whenever someone close to King Harris decides to speak publicly about their experiences, whether it happens in a courtroom or on social media, it adds yet another layer to an already complicated story. People from King's inner circle have not stayed silent, and some of the things being said have raised serious questions about what is really going on behind the scenes. For many observers, the biggest concern is how these public statements affect not only King, but also the reputation of the entire Harris family. Every new claim, every new post, and every new interview seems to push the story further into the spotlight. And when people connected to the situation start sharing their side publicly, it turns private issues into headline news almost instantly. If anyone thought King Harris would step away from the attention after the arrests, family disputes, and online criticism, that idea did not last long. In February 2026, King jumped right into one of the most talked about rap feuds of the year, the ongoing tension between his father, T.I., and rapper 50 Cent. The roots of that feud go back years, mainly tied to a proposed versus battle between the two hip-hop heavyweights. T.I. had openly supported the idea of facing off with the G-Unit rapper and television mogul, but according to Tip, the battle never happened because 50 Cent backed out. That unfinished showdown had already created tension between the two artists for a long time. But in early 2026, the situation suddenly heated up again. While promoting his Kill the King album and teasing new music like the track Let 'Em Know, T.I. began throwing lyrical shots toward the Queens rapper. The tension quickly spilled onto Instagram, where both sides began posting and responding in ways that had fans glued to their screens. Then things escalated even further when T.I. previewed a snippet of his diss track, War, on Sunday, February 22nd. Just one day later, he doubled down by playing another snippet during an appearance on Atlanta's Hot 107.9 radio station. The back and forth between the two rap veterans was heating up fast, and that was right when 50 Cent decided to respond. The moment that really ignited the situation started with a single post. 50 Cent shared a photo of Tamika Tiny Harris, T.I.'s wife, on social media. According to many fans watching the drama unfold, the photo was not exactly flattering, and that one post instantly set things off. In hip-hop, family is often considered off-limits, so when that image went up online, it immediately grabbed attention and pushed tensions to a whole new level. The online exchange between 50 Cent and T.I. had already been heating up, but this post pulled another person directly into the conflict, King Harris. After the mogul shared the controversial image of Tiny, King jumped into the situation to defend his mother. Instead of staying quiet, he fired back at 50 on social media and began trolling the rapper, even bringing up 50 Cent's late mother, Sabrina Jackson. King did not respond halfway either. He went all in. Under one of 50 Cent's posts, King reportedly commented with a message aimed directly at him, writing words that signaled he was ready for the confrontation. That comment alone got people talking, but the situation kept escalating as the posts continued spreading across Instagram. Soon after, King began posting a series of Instagram stories aimed directly at 50 Cent. One of the posts included an image referencing Sabrina Jackson, 50 Cent's late mother, along with a tombstone graphic displaying her name and lifespan. That move alone shocked a lot of people watching the feud unfold. In hip-hop culture, bringing a deceased family member into a diss is widely seen as crossing a line that many artists avoid. King Harris, the youngest son of the Atlanta rap star, continued defending his mother with several posts where he brought up parts of 50 Cent's past controversies. In those posts, he referenced previous rap feuds, the aftermath of the 2000 shooting involving 50 Cent, and past accusations that had circulated in the media. King essentially went through the rapper's history point by point, putting it all out in public for everyone to see. The online battle did not stay limited to posts either. On February 24th, King took things into music by taking shots at 50 Cent in a new track called Made Man. The song included lines aimed directly at the rap mogul, turning the online argument into a full rap diss moment. And King was not the only one stepping in. His brother Domani also joined the situation, adding even more fuel to an already explosive hip-hop feud. The very public back and forth between the camps completely took over social media timelines in February. What started as tension between T.I. and 50 Cent quickly expanded into a full family response. T.I. and his sons, Domani and King, all stepped into the spotlight with diss tracks aimed at the G-Unit mogul, turning the situation into one of the most talked about rap feuds online. Domani added his own contribution by releasing a track titled Miss Jackson. The song sampled the classic Outkast hit of the same name and came across as a direct message aimed at 50 Cent's mother. The artwork attached to the track grabbed attention. It showed a burning house, something many people interpreted as a reference to the tragic fire connected to 50 Cent's mother's passing. That visual alone sparked intense debate across hip-hop circles.
Then King took things even further. He released a song and a video where he appeared wearing a t-shirt referencing 50 Cent's mother, a moment that instantly spread across social media. The move caught the attention of several figures in the rap world, including Rick Ross, one of 50 Cent's longtime rivals, who publicly reacted to the moment. That image of King wearing the shirt quickly became one of the most controversial visuals in the entire feud. But even T.I. himself later admitted that moment crossed the line for him. When he was asked in an interview about when the situation started going too far, he pointed directly at that video. "That's enough. When I seen that t-shirt," the Atlanta rapper said, explaining that the moment made him uncomfortable. T.I. went on to explain that he did not take any enjoyment from watching his son jump into the feud. "No, I don't enjoy it," he said openly. The rapper admitted that he had spent years trying to guide King away from reckless decisions. Now, with the feud exploding online, he felt the situation gave his son an excuse to react in ways he had been trying to prevent. According to T.I., he had been working hard to keep King focused and away from unnecessary conflict. But once the drama with 50 Cent and the post about Tiny appeared online, it gave King a reason to jump in and unleash his frustration publicly. And the internet watched the entire situation unfold in real time. Even with all the chaos surrounding the situation, T.I. made it clear that he still felt pride in his sons standing up for their family. Speaking about the moment, he explained that he raised his children to carry themselves with strength and respect. "I raised my children to be men of respect, logical, reasonable, and not to be emotional," he said. At the same time, he admitted there was one part of the situation that made him proud: the fact that the women and children in their family could see the men stepping up to defend them. "The one thing that I am proud of is that the women and children in our family see that it's a line of men that's here against whoever," T.I. added. Meanwhile, 50 Cent reacted in a completely different way. Instead of escalating the situation further, the rap mogul mostly brushed off King Harris's comments about his late mother, Sabrina Jackson. In one of his Instagram posts, 50 simply shared a popular cartoon frog meme and captioned it "LOL." That was his response, a quick laugh before moving on. Rather than jumping into a diss track or a heated online argument, 50 appeared to treat the entire situation like it was not worth his time. So far, 50 Cent has not responded with a record or a full musical reply, and based on how he handled it online, it seems unlikely that he plans to. For many observers, that silence said a lot. Instead of fueling the feud, he chose to keep things moving and let the internet talk. But the moment still mattered in the bigger picture of King Harris's story. King stepping into this feud marked another example of him being pulled deeper into public controversy. Interestingly, this was also not the first time 50 Cent had clashed with a rapper's son. Earlier in 2026, he had already traded words with Christian King Combs. So when King Harris jumped in, it continued a pattern of younger figures stepping into these high-profile disputes. Even with T.I. saying the shirt crossed the line, the rap world had mixed reactions. Rick Ross, one of 50 Cent's longtime rivals, even jumped into King's comments asking for one of the shirts. That reaction showed how divided hip-hop culture can be. What one person sees as disrespect, another might treat as pure entertainment. While the drama exploded online, T.I.'s music was actually gaining momentum at the same time. His song connected to the album Kill the King began climbing the charts and even reached the #1 spot at urban radio, with strong attention from platforms like Billboard and Instagram. For T.I., the controversy ended up bringing more attention to his music. But for King, the situation only added more pressure and more headlines to a life that was already under intense public scrutiny. And when you combine the arrests, the family arguments, the rap feuds, and the constant internet attention, it leads directly into the most explosive part of this entire story, the moment when King Harris's girlfriend reportedly broke down and confronted both King and T.I. in court.
When you step back and look at everything that has happened around King Harris, the bigger picture starts to make more sense. The arrests, the family arguments, the rap feuds, and the serious allegations, all of it is built up over time. When someone close to him finally reaches a breaking point and decides to speak publicly, it does not come out of nowhere. It comes after years of tension that kept piling up. King Harris is only 21 years old, but in the span of just a few years, his name has already appeared in a long list of headlines. Since around 2022, he has faced multiple run-ins with law enforcement. One of the most talked about moments happened in 2024, when he was arrested in Georgia after authorities discovered there was an open warrant tied to a previous case from 2022. Situations like that kept adding pressure to a life that was already being watched closely by the public. At the same time, there were the very public family moments that people could not ignore. One of the most viral incidents involved the heated argument between King and his parents, T.I. and Tamika Tiny Harris, during the Atlanta Falcons game. The argument spread quickly across social media, and suddenly, millions of people were watching a private family disagreement play out in real time. On top of that, King also jumped into rap feuds that placed him directly in the spotlight with some of the most powerful figures in hip-hop. When you combine that with the allegations and online controversies surrounding his name, it created a situation where every new headline seemed bigger than the last. T.I. himself had already spoken openly about where he feared this path could lead. During an Instagram live conversation, he said, "If he gotta keep this stuff up, he's going to prison. Ain't no way around it. It ain't nothing I'll be able to do about it." Those words were not just frustration. They came from experience. T.I. had served time in federal prison before, so he understood firsthand how quickly certain decisions can lead to serious consequences. From his perspective, he was looking at his son and seeing a familiar pattern. He had walked that road before, faced the consequences, and was trying to warn King before things reached that same point. Now the situation involving King's girlfriend, the one where she reportedly speaks out in court about her experiences, is becoming the newest chapter in this complicated story. When women connected to King begin speaking publicly, whether it is the mother of his child, someone he dated, or others linked to the situation, people immediately pay attention. The reason is simple. There is already a long history of controversy surrounding the name. When that kind of reputation builds over time, every new claim begins to feel more believable to the public, whether it is proven or not. That is one of the biggest challenges King Harris now faces. He has created a situation where people expect bad news before anything else. And that brings us to another piece of the story that people have been discussing heavily: the body cam footage that started circulating online. Another moment that pulled King Harris back into the spotlight was the body cam footage from his arrest. The footage, connected to his October 2024 arrest in Dunwoody, Georgia, eventually surfaced online in 2025 and quickly started spreading across social media. Suddenly, people were watching nearly 30 minutes of police body cam video, analyzing every detail and forming their own opinions about what really happened during the stop. In the video, King appears clearly frustrated with the situation, which many viewers noticed right away. But the footage also reminded people of the details surrounding the arrest. There was an active warrant tied to his name, a firearm on his hip, and marijuana reportedly found inside the vehicle. Those details kept the conversation going online because it showed that the stop involved more than just a routine traffic moment.
The topic of firearms had already followed King for a while before that arrest. Over the years, he had appeared in photos and videos holding guns, including during a music video shoot with Tootie Raw, the son of rapper Boosie Badass. Clips from that shoot also started circulating online, and both young artists were reportedly criticized by their famous fathers for how they were displaying firearms in the video. For T.I., that moment hit especially close to home. The Atlanta rapper had previously served federal prison time related to weapons charges, so seeing his son casually showing guns in music videos understandably raised concern. From his perspective, it was not just about the object itself, it was about the image, and that image attracts. In one viral moment, T.I. confronted King about a video where he was waving a firearm during the shoot with Tootie Raw. King defended himself by saying it was not illegal for him to possess a gun, but T.I. pushed back on that explanation. His point was not simply about legality, it was about how the behavior looked to the outside world. According to T.I., when someone publicly presents themselves in a certain way, it can attract the wrong kind of attention from the public and authorities. And in King's case, that attention seemed to follow him again and again. Then, the feud with 50 Cent added another layer to King's public image. Before that conflict, many people mainly viewed him as T.I.'s son, who kept appearing in headlines because of legal trouble. But once the rap feud exploded online, King's name started circulating in a completely different way. After the feud exploded online, many people began associating King Harris with one specific moment that shocked the internet. He became known as the young rapper who posted a tombstone image referencing 50 Cent's late mother on Instagram. That single post sparked huge reactions across social media and pushed the beef into an even more uncomfortable space for a lot of people watching. Even T.I. eventually spoke about the moment when he felt things had gone too far. "I said, that's enough when I seen that t-shirt," the rapper explained, referring to the video where King appeared wearing a shirt referencing 50 Cent's deceased mother. T.I. made it clear that for him, respect still matters, no matter how heated a rap feud gets. He explained his thinking very simply. "I'm big on treating people the way I want to be treated. I don't just be out here doing unto others how I don't want to be dealt with." Coming from someone who has spent decades in hip-hop battles and public controversies, that statement carried weight. T.I. has experienced plenty of rap conflicts during his career, so hearing him say the moment crossed the line made many fans pause and think. When your own father, someone who has navigated both the streets and the music industry for years, tells you that you push things too far, it usually means something serious. But despite that warning, King has not exactly stepped away from the spotlight. King Harris continues to stay active in the middle of the drama. During the height of the feud, he even posted on his Instagram story, "You gonna get me started again, Curtis? Just food." The message showed that he was still engaging with the situation and still responding publicly instead of backing away. And while all of this plays out online, the people closest to him are watching everything unfold in real time. Friends, family members, and the women connected to his life are seeing the same headlines and controversies as everyone else. That is why the situation involving King's girlfriend speaking out, including the reports about court discussions involving both King and T.I., feels like a natural extension of everything that has happened so far. When someone's life becomes this public and this chaotic, eventually the people closest to the situation start telling their side of the story. Sometimes those conversations happen online, sometimes they happen through the media, and sometimes they happen in a courtroom.
And when that happens, every past incident, every headline, and every public moment suddenly becomes part of the bigger picture. Right now, King Harris appears to be standing at a crossroads. One path keeps leading deeper into the cycle of arrests, online feuds, and constant controversy. The other path would require stepping back, recognizing the pattern, and choosing a different direction before the consequences become even more serious. The girlfriend speaking out in court is not the end of this story, not even close. In many ways, it feels more like the latest alarm bell in a long series of warnings surrounding King Harris. For years now, people around him have been pointing out the same concern. Even his own father put it into simple words when he described King as a good kid chasing after the wrong. The real question now is whether King will stop chasing that path before those choices finally catch up with him. Because one thing is certain, the court system is not social media. On Instagram, you can delete a post, log off, and act like the moment never happened. In the legal world, it does not work like that. Records stay on file, witnesses give statements, and when someone close to the situation decides to speak publicly, the entire story starts coming out piece by piece. That is the reality King Harris is facing right now. Think about everything that is stacked up around his name. The girlfriend speaking out, the arrests on his record, the public arguments, the feud with 50 Cent that kept his name trending, and the allegations that continue to follow the Harris family. Add to that a father who has openly warned him for years about where this road could lead. When all those pieces come together, it paints a picture that is hard to ignore. The story of King Harris is still being written, but so far, each chapter has looked like a warning sign flashing brighter than the last. When the people closest to you, your parents, your partner, your friends, are all sending the same message in different ways, sometimes that is the moment to pause and listen. Because if the pattern keeps repeating, the next chapter might be one that is much harder to recover from. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about everything that has happened with King Harris? Do you think he can turn things around, or does it look like he is heading down a road that only goes one way? Make sure you drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone who has been following this story too. More updates are definitely coming, so stay tuned.